Hey everyone, it's Erin and welcome back to Crafty Pages. I am sorry about the all of a sudden hiatus I had to take the past couple weeks, but I hope that you will forgive me because guess what? There's gonna not be any more cars in the background, which is very exciting. Yay, I know. I hope you're thrilled with me. And I thank you for putting up with the loud noises. But as you can see, everything is different, and that is because this is going to be my new home away from home. This is my new retail store called Raggle Taggle. And I'm very, very excited about this. As you can see, it is empty at the moment because we just picked up our keys yesterday. So yay! I'm very, very excited. If you know a little bit about my backstory and me and my family, then you know that I used to own a retail store called Raggle Taggle. And we bought the store in 2014 and we had it until 2016. Oh, I'm sorry, 2017. Sorry, my years are blurring together. Because my youngest son, Gabe, had leukemia. And so with all the traveling back and forth to St. Jude, we were there for like 3 months in the very, very beginning. And then for 2.5 years after that, we were traveling there every week. And so we were, of course, about 4 hours away from St. Jude. So it was a lot of traveling, 8 hours, in the car every week. And so I couldn't put in the proper time, of course, to my store. And so we had to close. And, of course, through that, everything happened with Gabe and going through treatment. And it was very, very hard for my family. And, but I'm very, very excited to say that this month actually will be his 1 year anniversary that he's done with treatment. So yay, Gabe. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you, buddy. And we are actually going to reopen my store now. So I'm super excited. My mom is partnering with me this time. So I'm really excited to have her on board. She has a huge love for furniture and home decor, and she has a background in antiques. And so I'm super excited to have her with me. So anytime I can spend with my mom is a good time. So super excited about that. And also, of course, as you know from my other videos, I talked about crafts a lot. And of course, the page is called Crafty Pages. So I am so thrilled to bring back my craft classes. So past couple weeks has been a whirlwind because this building actually right here, I'm so excited about because it is the very first building that we had for my store. And so when I was looking for a place to have for an office, because I really wanted to do some craft classes out of it and have a home from home that I could write, because I have several manuscripts that I'm working on right now, so I'm super excited about those too. But then I found that this building was for rent again. And so it just kind of was like a sign to me that we were meant to reopen again. So I'm super excited to be back in my original building. I love this building. It's small, but it has so much charm, and it's just cute and it's quaint, and I love it so much. So from now on, hopefully you will see the videos from here, and they'll be really fun because you guys will get to see the progress going on behind me, because as you can tell, it's empty right now, but we will very soon be filling it up with displays and our products. So I'm super excited about that. I've been working on several different crafts to get ready for classes because I love getting together with other people and teaching. It's so much fun. I love meeting new people and getting to know them. And some of my very, very dear friends that I have now, I've actually met through craft classes. So, so exciting. And also, this might be a good time to tell you my publishing journey. because my publisher walked into my retail store one day. And I know that I do not have a typical publication journey story that most people go through. But for me, she walked in one day and we got to talking about, about her and about me and about the store. And, and she mentioned that she was a publisher. And I was like, oh, wow, well, I'm a writer. And at the time, it was really kind of funny because, of course, I write fantasy. And that wasn't something that, at the time, that her company was, was doing. And so we just got to talking, and she invited me to her writing group, the Ken 10 Writers. And so I was like, you know what, that'd be great. That'd be a lot of fun. I didn't really know a lot of writers. And if you're not in a writing group, you've got to get in one because those are your people. And those are the people that's going to understand you. And they're going to understand all about the writing journey and all of, everything that, goes along with it. And they're going to be able to be the ones to encourage you and to keep you going and to give you ideas and to critique you, which is also super, super important. But anyway, flash forward a little bit. I started going to the writing group whenever I could because Gabe was in the middle of treatment. And she invited me to a retreat that our group puts on every year. And so I talked to my husband about it, and a part of me really, really wanted to go, but then another part of me was like, well, Gabe is smack dab in the middle of treatment, and it just seemed it was hard for me to go. And my husband was like, no, Erin, you've got to go, take some time for yourself, and if you can get something out of the writing retreat, then you definitely need to go. And I'm like, okay. So with the support of him, which I probably wouldn't have gone if it wasn't for him, I went to the retreat, and for fun I booked a mentor / critique meeting with her because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Does anyone else feel like that? Like you're out there all alone trying to figure out exactly what you need to be doing. Anyway, so I thought, my story was about, I was a little over halfway done, okay? And I was like, well, I'm not finished, but maybe I can at least show her a few chapters and just get some feedback. And so feedback is always so important. And so I scheduled an appointment with her, and we sat down and we started talking, and she read over my first, skimmed over my first 3 chapters, and she asked me about the story. And oh my goodness, guys, if anyone did not have an elevator pitch, that would be me. I know that, you read and all the tips and everything's like, you've got to know what your story's about. And have you ever been there before where someone asks you what your story's about and you just freeze? Yeah, that was me. And I stumbled my way through what the story was about. And God love her, she actually was interested in my story after that. And so she skimmed over it as we were talking, of course, and she was like, well, I want to see all of it. And I'm like, so like inside, I'm like, oh my gosh, she wants to read everything. But then I was like, it's not done, and so she was like, okay, well, so we started talking more, and she gave me a deadline that she wanted my book done so she could read it. And next thing you know, I was, after, a couple days of panic, I was like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into, mixed with a lot of excitement and just like I couldn't believe it. I finished my book, of course, and I sent it to her, and I waited, and next thing you know, she agreed to publish it, guys. And it's just, if it wasn't for my store, and if it wasn't for, just God just worked everything out for me. And, it's interesting because we, as writers, especially if we're wanting to be published and we're struggling to get published, that journey can take, a long time. And, my journey is not necessarily what everyone's journey is going to be, and yours isn't going to be what everyone else's is going to be. And, the main thing to do is just to keep going and to keep writing and to keep learning and to keep growing and to keep finding other people to read and critique and, finding other authors that are above you, that are a little bit further on their journey so they can, help you. And then I also think it's great to after, you've been helped, reach out and help someone else, help them, inspire them, cheer them on too. I think that's very important. But that's just a little bit of my journey. And like I said, it's not necessarily going to be yours, and it's not necessarily going to be someone else's, but that's what makes it special. Is that, it's special to you, and it's special to everyone, else who's going through the same thing. So along with all the whirlwind of getting the store and opening that and start talking about products with my mom and, going through everything that needs to be done. And yes, I have about 50 million different lists going, because anyone else like lists? Yep, I feel your pain. And so I have lots of lists going, and I've been working like crazy with string art. I love string art. It's so much fun. If you haven't had a chance to see what that is, you definitely need to get on Pinterest and look. But it's a lot of fun. You take a design and you hammer in nails on your piece of wood in that design, and then you use embroidery thread, and you string your design. So it's a lot of fun. I'm also working on door hangers. I've been painting. I painted a popsicle last night, so I'm pretty excited. We're going to have lots of different summer ones. And so with all the craziness of opening a store, and I haven't really announced anything yet, very much. I did a little bit on my Facebook page, if you follow me there. That's ERH Fiction. But my publisher retired, and so they actually sold their company to a new publisher named Chagrin's Press. So that has been an adventure, to say the least too, because I've never been through this before. I had 3 books published. I had 3 books published with Mantle Rock Publishing, and then she, of course, retired, and so sold the bulk of the company to Linda Fulkerson, and so that has been a little bit different. I don't know if you guys have ever been through anything like that before. I haven't. There was a moment of like, what's going to happen to my, to my stories, and to, and to all of that, and because there's a little bit of that transition that you're unsure of, and if you have been around my blog at all, that change is not always fun for me. I really struggle sometimes with change. But it's usually that transition of change, like once it happens, once it's put in motion and I'm going through everything, then, I'm okay. But it's that brief moment in between where you're like, I don't know what's going on. Yay, what's going to happen. But I'm super excited because Linda has also opened a speculative imprint called Expanse Books. So there's a few of the speculative authors that she has picked up from Mantle Rock. So I'm super excited, and they just now started opening submissions as of July 1st, which was yesterday. So definitely you should check them out and see, learn more about the company. Linda has done such an amazing job for making everything as smooth as possible as she can for everyone involved. And kudos to her for taking on such a new adventure, and for taking on so many authors too. So I know that she is super excited, and the other authors in my publishing family that I've talked to are also very excited. And so it's just a new adventure for everyone. So things have been a little crazy, as you can imagine. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with me in the middle of all of this, with the switch of the publishing company and opening a new store and working like crazy to get my crafts ready, so I can post my sign-ups for that. Of course, I'm also still working on manuscripts. I'm working right now on a YA dystopian book, and I really, really like the idea of it, and I'm having a good time getting to know the characters in the story. So I am working on that like crazy, and I've got, of course, I also just got a new cover, yay, for a short story that is going to be coming your way soon. I promise, I'm working on it so hard. But it's going to be a short story about Victor, and Matthias, and why Victor decided to abandon Lucifer. Yay! I've had several people who have asked, lots of readers who have been like, when am I going to get to see why Victor left? I want to know why he did, what led up to him leaving. And so I'm super excited about this, and I can't wait to give you guys more information on that. So the YA dystopian I'm working on the short story because, I'm Erin and I have to cram in as much as I can to stay busy. I'm also working on a couple other projects too that are in the works, and I'm plotting and thinking and going through all of the things that I have to do to get an idea for my brain to paper, which if I started every idea that comes to my brain, then I would have probably 100 books by now. But of course, not every idea is a good idea. It's kind of funny. I will have an idea and I'll tell my husband, and he's like, that's pretty good. Or he'll be like, I don't know, maybe we should rethink that one. But if you're like me and you have lots of ideas, keep a notebook, because I don't know how many times I'm like, oh, I'll remember that. And then later, no, I didn't. So anyway, that is just what is going on in the crazy world of Erin right now. And I will I'll be back next week to show you guys. Maybe I'll have some of my designs ready so I can just kind of peek them in and be like, hey, look what I made. But anyway, I hope that you will be back with me next time. Don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification bell, because yay, Erin will post a video and it'll go to your email, and then there will be great rejoicing in all of the land. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. No. You would think that I would be able to do this after 50 million